Welcome, Basis 61.
Hello, Miles.
Sam, it's really good to see you again.
And you.
Now, the reason that you're here is that obviously we're doing some edits for you.
Yes.
And that's nice.
That's great.
But the last time you were talking about your actual scans.
Yes, yes.
Now, you gave me quite a few DVDs or CDs with your photographs, your MRI scans and X-rays.
Yes.
Now, with this particular edit, we're just going to look at the MRI scans.
Yes.
Now, this is how do you feel about talking about this?
I don't mind.
Right.
Don't mind at all. Can you hear that?
And it's very brave of you to do this, I have to say. I don't know who's more brave.
Well,
but,
it needs doing.
I mean, I think
people should know more about it.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Well, we're sitting here and you are on camera now, and we'll put the laptop up, and there it is. Now,
right.
What's this first scan? I mean, this is a number of them here.
I'm not sure myself.
Now, have you had any diagnosis of what these are? And actually, your overhead. Let's see if we can get windows to. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Does that help? Can you see that any better?
I can see it, but I'm not sure which part of the scan that is.
That looks like the upper head, and there's what we can see there looks like a total of 5. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white dots.
That doesn't look like my head.
That's your head. Now, have you seen these? You must have.
Yeah, I have, but I don't recognise it's one of mine. Are you sure that's mine?
Yes.
Right. What does it? Does it say head? Because that's not the shape of my head.
Well, we could. The ones we looked at before were that. That's.
Or maybe that's the slice of the head, because they do it in slices.
This is Manchester. Yes, there'll be different.
Right.
Obviously, a different. That's down. I think you can just see at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
This is the thing is I don't know. This.
Right.
That's the jaw, right? So we're looking through. I mean. I don't. Yeah, with the sort of lower habit halfway through the head here.
Right. Okay.
So we're looking sort of just above.
What's happened?
Well, that's just me.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Just above the head.
Yeah.
It's across this way, is it?
Yes, it's
sliced.
It's sort of like a it's sort of like a slice across down.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think there are some of them which are sliced at 45 degrees.
Yes, there are. It tells you on there anyway.
Yes,
in the corner.
Now we've got quite a few of these, and we're only going to show these particular ones because they're bitmap files, so we can display them on a computer properly.
Right.
Well, we can have a look, but the point is that if I use the other material, it'll show your details.
If you use the...
It'll show your details. I don't want to show them.
I see, yes. Okay.
So we can look at the next one.
Those... I presume those are implants. Okay. Those are implants.
Now
But
those,
they
you got those which are similar to what Kieran would have, I think. And these, and then you got that again now.
And that.
And that, and something there.
Yeah.
And at this stage, we're looking at the neck. That's your neck.
Right. It looks totally different to the scan. But I think that's some sort of... is that my ear? That bit sticking out?
We can... that's right. That's left.
Yes. Yeah, those
and there we are scanning down. We're scanning layer by layer.
Right.
So if we go through this,
I think if you stay with the first one.
Yeah, that.
Those are implants, but I had.
Okay, that's 11 of 11. So let's start with 10. Oh, there's 10, 9.
But we don't need all of them, of that part of the body. We need different parts, don't we?
And there seems to be something on that side now, which then come up on the side of the head. We're now getting pretty high up in the head now.
Right. That's this bit here, this top section. So, right. I think those are the implants.
Do you want to talk about these?
Well, I believe I was abducted. Well, I know I was abducted because there's quite a lot going on, and sometimes I felt like I was taken somewhere and then put back. As if I'd been abducted. That's the only way I can describe it, because there was a lot of activity outside. You could hear almost like a craft of some sort hovering about over the flat, and then I would be knocked out and taken somewhere. So those implants, when I had the scan, I didn't, obviously you don't say anything, but you say I had a lot of headaches. So I asked them to look into it because I knew there was something wrong. And those are the scans that they came up with, and they said, oh, there's nothing wrong, you're perfectly fine. When I knew I wasn't. I could feel these things. And
in what way can you feel
them? You can feel them as pains in the head sometimes. You know, like you get pains in the head, but like in a particular... Sometimes you can get it in different areas of the head. Sometimes you can get it in one specific area. I believe my left side was more targeted than my right. I don't know why. But when in the beginning, when it was really, there was a lot going on.
No, that's interesting, because in this shot, it is your left side which has got.
Yes.
Let's cut to that. See, there's.
Yeah.
This here is your left side, and
yes.
that is the left side.
Yes. And that's how it feels, because I'd have the ringing in the ears. It was louder on the left than it was on the right. There was little bits going on the right, but the left side was really heavily, like they'd really heavily targeted the left side. And there was a lot of activity outside the flat and things like that, or inside the flat, outside the flat. I'd hear a lot of craft hovering about. I think other people heard it too. It wasn't just me, because some people complained about the noise outside, like some sort of craft, you know. And that's what it was down to, these craft and me being abducted. But the thing is, I have bits of memory, but I don't have the full picture, if you know what I mean. I have bits here, bits there, but not the full picture. I've never had any therapy as such, but I think those bits could be recovered if I had the right kind of therapy.
Why do you feel that?
Pardon?
Why do you feel you would have them
recovered?
Yeah.
Well, I think they blocked it so that I wouldn't remember. I remembered bits, but they had blocked memories, possibly too traumatic, you know, because I'd have marks on the body, bruising, scratches, sometimes even as if a hand print like had been taken. Classic greys, especially the black ops, that was quite heavy. And yeah, I know there was some reptilian influence there as well, especially in the beginning, more in the beginning, but towards the middle and the end it was more black ops, you know. And I think they targeted me because they knew that I had this knowledge, and I did communicate to them that I knew what was going on and I was going to bring it out in the open, which I don't think they were too pleased about that, because I'd started getting attacked even more and abductions going on and implants. So a lot of targeting there, a lot.
So what happened? Did anything happen after you went public the last time?
Yes, there was an increase. But I told them I was going to do it. I told them, I said, if you are targeting me to find out what what I'm going to do next, I'll tell you before I do it, so you'll know it's going to go out in the public, you know. And
how do you tell them? I mean, do you pick up a phone and?
No, telepathy. But sometimes talking out loud to them, saying, look, I know what's going on, you're not going to hide it, it's coming out in the public, and that's it, whether you like it or not. I've had enough, you stop this, you know. And that I didn't like that either, so what do you do? But I didn't, at that point, I didn't really care anymore, because I had had enough. And there was a lot of people being targeted as well, which I found myself being triggered and getting quite annoyed at it, that this thing was going on. And the government was involved to a certain degree, but keeps quiet about it, you know. So, see, you're falling asleep now.
No, it's affecting me. It's
yeah. How
do you know it's black ops? What's available there to sort of say that? Show it. I mean,
well, I picked up one night when I'll tell you from the beginning what happened. One night when I was, they wake you up 3 o'clock in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning, maybe 4 sometimes, and I was fed up of being disturbed, so I basically told them that I was going to bring this out and to stop affecting people like this. And I kind of challenged them in a way and said, right, I'll take you on. I'll take you on. Stop doing this to people. And I'll see there are dark forces involved in this, and I thought if I take them on and say I'll take you back to the light, which is what I was doing that, but I was doing it even more then. And it was when I saw Gabe
Cruz.
Yes, his video, his testimony, and Renette Jones,
who we have no more contact with.
Right. Well, when I saw those two videos, for some reason it really affected me, and it triggered all sorts, and I wanted to do something. So I like you bang a drum to get their attention, and you're going, stop this, and you bang the drum so that they'll come to you instead of leave these people alone. It was that kind of scenario, and I've done it before because I've done that in the past when it first started. I took on somebody else's stuff to try and save them, and I was doing it again, but this time I didn't communicate with them then, but this time I knew that they could hear me communicating with them, so I decided to use. This is where this is so important for AIs, because they can use this technology to help themselves and others if they can communicate.
Now explain that in detail.
Well, if you're communicating with them, you're telling them you know what's going on, and by my actual act of saying, okay, the dark forces are behind this, they are behind you operating this, I'll take them back to the light. I'll take them back. I'll take them on and take them back to the light, because I myself had had so much of it when it first started that I thought, well, I can handle it. I took it on thinking I can handle it now. I couldn't then because there was too much going on. And that's what I did, basically.
Now, how did you do that? What was involved? Or do you want to say that?
You mean taking them on?
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what I did by telepathy. And I said, well, let me take you, these dark forces, back to the light. Because there's a lot of AIs that are triggered by that technology. And I thought if I could do that, other AIs could do that as well, and use that technology to change things, And I believe that's what I heard recently somewhere, that's what they are doing. They're starting to challenge. And I thought, well, maybe other AIs could hear the test me and start to do that, because you do feel, I know what it feels like to feel totally out of control. You've got no control, no power. Well, you have. Communicate
and
back.
How do you do that? How does somebody actually, what do they do within their mind and their head and stuff like that?
Well,
what do you actually?
I do a lot of meditation, and I ask specifically the dark forces to go back to the light. Okay, I always send them back to the light, to be dissipated, transmuted into the light. Now, the AIs who are being controlled by those dark forces will have some opportunity to also do that.
Now you're saying AI
Well,
as opposed to TI. AI.
I'm saying AI Well, TI is the targeted individual. AI is the implants and things like that. That's part of the AI. When you're targeted and then implanted, that's AI. The targeting is the actual going after people.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah. So use the what I'm saying is use the artificial intelligence and throw it back to them. It's like getting.
So, are you able to access the AI?
No, I can't access the AI. I know they're listening in on me, probably right now, but I use the AI to let them know and then to throw the ball back in their court. So AI's targeted individuals with AI technology can do something to help themselves. And that's what I did.
In other words, you're not playing victim, you're taking proactive action against...
Yes. Yeah. You can say, right, I've had enough of this, and throw the ball back into their court. But just arguing on a one-to-one is no good. So you've got to target the whole system, if you like. Who's behind that AI? Who's behind the targeting? It's the dark forces. That's how they operate. They want to take control that way. So I chose to take the dark forces back to the light. I said, I'm going to send them back to the light. That will give targeted individuals some breathing space, in a way. Do you know what I'm saying?
How do you send them back to the light? What do you use?
Well, I do meditations, and in the meditation, the one I do is I ask that, as in creative unionship with the Divine Creator, to banish, cancel and transmute all negative and dark energies. That's the shorter version. Now you can go through also you can actually be more specific and say we all join together in divine unionship to banish, cancel and transmute all negative and dark thoughts, thought form vibrations, energies, entities, emotions, because you do get a lot of that kind of emotional stuff that brings up emotions, feelings, negative implants, negative AI, negative implants, negative AI, negative programs. Very important. Negative programs, negative programming, negative programmables, negative agreements. So any agreement you may have made or may not even have made against their will, the TI's will, you banish, cancel and transmute that. So it's all about banish, cancel and transmute. And that's, you go through it like that. So you're actually...
What's involved with those processes? What does an individual do for those processes to happen?
Well, I'd say if you pray a lot and then you're asking the universe, really, as well. You're asking, always ask the divine to help, because that's what the divine wants. It wants this program that's running. It wants this to be transmuted into the light. So I always ask for that as well, so that eventually everything gets transmuted back into the light and it changes the balance so that we're in control again. And that's what it's done.
Wonderful.
That's what it does. But you've got to do it every day. I do it twice a day. You've got to do it every day. Now, I've been doing meditations for quite a while, so I suppose for me it's easy, but because you can just, you don't have to shout it out. You can just quietly ask in your meditation, but I prefer to word it. So I will talk out, not loud, but I will talk it out, you know. I forgot to ask for a drink of water and I'm drying up now. Yes, I would say ask for creative forces to help you, divine creative forces, and to intervene. Now that's what happened with me, because when I got targeted heavily, the night when I had the left side was really heavily targeted, and you will probably have another video there of the implants here under the chest.
We could probably insert those.
Yeah. A bit like what happened to Renetta, actually. So I didn't ask for those, but that was part of their targeting.
Right.
And they weren't too pleased because I was going to take this on. So they bombarded me, basically. But I thought, well, I have been through this before in the very beginning, so I will take it on. Now, when that was happening, I felt something was being pumped into me, into my system.
What do you mean? A liquid or something?
It felt like that. Felt like that. I couldn't see it, but that's what it felt like I'd got some massive injection into my system, and it was spreading throughout my system and in my head, in the left side of my head, which was already had implants in. Now, when that started happening, I wanted some evidence, so I had scans of the left side, the chest, the upper chest, and I could see where the implants were, and especially in the left side of the head. Now, it was quite horrendous because I was getting dizzy spells. I was all over the place. I lost my balance, and I continued asking for help. That happened about 3 o'clock in the morning, that they started with that one. What I did was, because I felt something going into my chest, some sort of liquid, I shut up and I just asked for help, divine help. And I literally shouted help, but not loud, you know, because I knew what was going on. It stopped immediately. It stopped.
What exactly did you do for that to happen?
I asked for help.
You just asked for help?
Yeah, I asked for help. I just said in my head, and I said, not too loudly, I just, help, like that. And it stopped. So I said, I need help. Then it stopped. But before that happened, I got this, whoever was driving the ship, or the craft, should I say, I felt it was those triangular black crafts, because I could still hear it above the ceiling.
What was it like? Can you describe it?
just a black craft. I didn't see
the triangle. You're just showing it.
Yeah, I didn't see inside it. I just got this picture of a black craft. Now, triangular, and some. I can't remember, what did I say now? I heard this voice in my head coming from the craft, and it was talking, but I didn't hear all of what it said. I couldn't hear all of it, but I could just hear this voice in the head, voice to skull, if you like. Now that's the first time that had ever happened. So obviously I shot up. So they've done it in my head. They put something in my head. And I told it to go. I said, help is coming, so you better go. And they went. So there was some sort of help came. Now, I'm not sure where it came from, but I believe in the Galactic Federation. I do believe there's help out there if you ask for it. But it's like anything else. God helps those who help themselves.
Yeah.
You've got to help yourself. And don't play victim to it. Try and take some control back. Yeah. That's what I did. I just asked for help. It came, and that was it. They went. The craft went. I could hear it going. But I knew then that they'd done something where they'd connected me voice to skull, because I never heard a voice in my head like that before. And that was recent. That was in about April.
This year, 2016?
Yeah. That never. I'd had all the abductions and all the dark magic spells and things like that put upon me as well. So I had a lot going on, from different levels upwards. But because I'd been through it in the beginning, I thought, yeah, I can handle this. I'll handle it. I'll find a way. It's like navigating. You have to navigate yourself through that, But I'll tell you something now. And this is to the TIs as well. You can help yourselves, and you can help others by asking for the right kind of help. But make sure it's divine. You don't want anything else except divine. That word is the operative word, divine. When you're asking, always ask the divine. Because I will ask the divine central sun lately. I've been guided to ask for help of the divine central sun, and that has helped me a lot. I feel like I'm actually communicating with the sun, and that's amazing, because I don't know where that came from. It must have been some sort of guidance, because I wasn't doing it before.
Yeah.
But they were showing me this. They were saying the sun can help you. That the sun is divine. It's part of the divine. It can help you. So I started doing meditations to the sun. And I'd never done it before. It's just out the blue. They were kind of giving me a way to help.
We're running sort of slightly out of time.
Right.
We've been doing a lot of edits today for you, and are these edits, so how are you going to display these edits? Are you're going to do some courses or introduce, help people, the public, or what?
I'd like to do courses that show the edits. Now, the edits are all about all different things. It's not just TI. There's a little bit of everything in it. And also sell the videos, because I've run videos off as well, so I'll be selling them in the workshop. So we're editing clips of various videos that I've taken off the internet and from various sources, including your
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind me using
No, that's
that.
what it's for.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And people will make of it what they will. I'm not asking them to take everything on board, because you don't do that. Discernment is key. Use your discernment. You'll tune into what you feel is right. Just like I did with the sun. Yeah. I felt that was right. They're telling me to do that, and I'm going to do it. And it's wonderful. It works.
That is fantastic.
It
I think
works.
what we'll do is we'll just have a little pause, get you a glass of water, and we'll see about just doing a little final thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
Well, hello. Okay, we've got
Hello.
a couple of minutes left. We've got to hit the train.
Yeah.
Now, you've actually had quite a few. You give me quite a few implant scans on this.
Yes.
And can your body scans? Could you go over those really briefly in these closing couple of minutes?
Right. The chest ones, which should be on there. The lower body. I had actual fibroids, but the scans showed these little, again, like the implants at the bottom.
Okay.
Of the pelvis.
It's so these are in the upper head. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a load in there.
I think there's some in the eye. One of my eyes has not felt right.
Right, you've got the many eyes.
And the left eye. I don't know why they go for the left.
Okay.
But the left eye, because I remember thinking it feels weird, like somebody's looking through my eyes out.
Okay.
Right, like a camera, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's you don't have any impaired vision of any kind?
I have a weak left eye, which I had a weak left eye in the beginning.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, your weak points, they tend to target those weak points, because they know this is Achilles' heel, isn't it? Typical.
And where else would that be?
Well, you've got the head.
Yeah.
The chest.
Yeah.
The pelvis.
The pelvis.
Yeah.
Now you showed some of your feet. Is that just because you have a problem with your feet or what? Or?
I felt I had one in this side. This right foot. But it was an actual bunion that had gone absolutely haywire. I mean, it was twice the size overnight. Like the bone had been pushed out. And there was a piece there that shouldn't have been there. And I thought they put an implant in my foot.
No, I mean, when you have a bunion, did you wear high heels or something? Did you wear really constricting shoes?
No, I've had bunions since I was 13 years old, believe it or not. Tight shoes, ill-fitting shoes, cheap shoes.
Yeah.
I had very cheap shoes.
Cheap shoes.
I had very...
Wrong size or anything with that?
I was made to wear them, let's just say.
Oh dear.
Yes. I used to hobble to school. In pain.
Well, in these couple of minutes, what is your final word on all this?
Our final word is
in
TIs.
November 2016.
Yes. TIs, you can help yourself. Use that technology against them. Let them know that you're aware, and you're going to be doing something about it, so that they feel under threat, just like they're putting us under threat. You put the ball in their court, say, you are now under threat because TIs are standing up and doing something about it.
Well, with that, Sam, it's really good to see you again. Base 61, I think this is. Part 4 or something.
Yes.
And this is a live cut record. Hopefully it all sticks. And we'll wave goodbye to the camera. And bless you,
Yes.
and thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Cheers, everybody.
And we'll have one last look.
Yeah.
And say God bless you. So
Yes. God bless you too.
that's a heck of a thing to have.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
That TIs, targeted individuals, she has come here, Samantha's come here to deliver this message at considerable cost to herself, and effort, decency and kindness. And she has touched my heart with her kindness. This is very important, that the TIs are very important to things moving forward in a positive way, and need to get help and healing, help themselves and be kind, helpful and supportive to one another, and spread the love. I could probably read that a third or fourth time. Help each other, TIs, targets. This is the important thing. Help each other. Be supportive amongst your community. And don't go to the dark side. You are very important to what's coming. Be supportive and help each other. Samantha referred to the implants that she had as AI, artificial intelligence. That is all for Bases 61 this time.